First off, no, I am not a pedophile. Let me get that out of the way because obviously you saw the title of this video. I made it about as clickbaity as I could. Apparently that's what everyone does on YouTube. I never put out YouTube videos really. So I'm just trying to go along with the trend. And apologies for whatever the thumbnail ended up being. At this point, I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna throw a baby on it. Something to just be just as clickbaity as the title because both are relevant to what this video is about because someone did accuse me of being a pedophile today. And I'm going to break down for you exactly what they said, what exactly a pedophile is, and just how wrong they were and how scary it is that they were equating what I did to pedophilia. All right, we're going to start off by plugging my new short film that I just came out with because that is where the comment was left, so it is totally relevant, but it also gives me a perfect opportunity to tell you guys about Stare, a short 2-minute comedy sketch film, whatever you want to call it, that I wrote, acted in, and edited alongside two of my best friends, Tony Vivio and Meg Dick. This thing is sexually explicit. I will warn you now, there is some graphic, immature content, I should say. If you want to watch it, you can find the link right down below in the description of this video. Again, it is Stare, and I would love it if you checked it out, if you won't be offended by it, and give it a like, give it a comment. I hope you like it. So, speaking of this video, dropped this new short film of mine, Stare, a few days ago. You know, I put it up online. I've been getting some comments on it, mostly some good comments, which has been very nice to see. And actually, I'm going to go to my YouTube channel. I should have actually had that pulled up already to begin with. But it's been mostly good comments. And so I woke up this morning and I saw that there were a couple new comments that were left on the video. You know, the alarm goes off at 6:15. Got to head down to the office, put in my 8 hours of work. But when I'm laying in bed, first thing I do in the morning, go through the social medias, check the email. And you know what? I had some new comments. So I was excited to see that. One of the comments was just kind of like, oh, well, it was from Savannah Davila. Sorry if I said her name wrong. But so there was two comments in particular I woke up to. That was the first one. That was something. Still funny though. Yes, that is something, like I said, very sexually explicit, and I apologize for that. The second comment though that I got, it was from a girl. I don't know if this was her real name on YouTube. I've checked out her YouTube channel since then. It doesn't seem like she ever uses this thing. But here's what she said. Her name was Jazmine Schipper. I don't know if that's her real name, like I just said, but the comment that she left was very real. So I guess I'll put it up on the screen so you can read along with it. But before we do that, let me break down for you what pedophilia is because I have the definition for it open on the Merriam-Webster Dictionary website. Definition of pedophilia: sexual perversion in which children are the preferred sexual object, specifically a psychiatric disorder in which an adult has sexual fantasies about or engages in sexual acts with prepubescent children. That is what pedophilia is. Break it down: someone who likes to take advantage of kids, who likes to sexually take advantage of kids, about the most disgusting thing one can do, and just the sexual assault. That whole world, that dark world of sexual assault has been all in the headlines lately, and we are at an interesting spot right now where it is amazingly being talked about all the time. But unfortunately, some people are coming out with false accusations or incorrect accusations, so let's jump on back over to what this girl commented on my YouTube video today. Don't forget to watch Stare. Got a notification for this video, and I was like, who's Nick Major? That's me. Oh yeah, that creepy pedophile summer 2016 Warped Tour. I called him out long before the Hollywood scandals. Why is he a pedophile? So, I was 22, very eager to meet Nick Major because I wanted to work for AP doing what he does. I get to the date of my show and make a beeline for the AP tent because I had a lot of questions. Then comes my moment to talk to Nick, and he completely shrugs me off. I wouldn't have thought anything of it. Being one of the last dates of the tour, maybe he's tired. Maybe he's tired of answering the same questions I have to ask. No big deal. Then he greets the clearly underaged girls that were behind me in line, and he's all smiles and giggles. I watched him do this to the next group of girls in line, and by that time I had seen enough. I unfollowed him on everything, but apparently not YouTube. Just so everyone knows, smiley face. So this is what this girl is using as justification to lump me into the category of people who rape kids. If you're not aware of what I do, Let me break down for you. So on the summers of 2014, 2015, and 2016, I spent all summer long on the Vans Warped Tour with the magazine, the music publication, Alternative Press. I was a correspondent for them, put a lot of video content out over the summer, interviewed a ton of the bands that were on the tour, as well as a lot of social media coverage, Instagram, Snapchat, and I was fortunate enough to gain quite a following from the Warped Tour fans, from the devout Warped Tour fans, the kids who love all the bands in that scene. And one of the amazing perks that I never expected to happen through this was every day at Warped Tour, there would be hundreds of kids that would come over to the tent. And when I say kids, it's a generalization. That's just kind of what I refer to people as in this video. It comes off sounding stranger, I guess. But every day there were just hundreds of kids, guys, girls, adults, teenagers, and they would come up, they would tell me they were a fan of my work, fan of my interviews, fan of my social media content. I get really weird and silly on Snapchat, and a lot of people appreciated that. And it's one thing that to this day I hold so dear to my heart, and I will never forget the memories of just standing outside for hours and meeting everybody. It puts a smile on my face just talking about it. I absolutely loved it. And this Jazmine Schipper was one of those people. As she said, let me re-break down what she said in her comment exactly. So she said that she was really looking forward to me, and she made a beeline for the AP tent because she had a ton of questions. When she said beeline, I wasn't sure. I realized she meant B-E-E line. Not like, I thought she meant that the first line was so long that she made a second line for herself so that I would go over to her. She was waiting for the first one. I don't know what I'm just kind of ranting right now. But let me put this in perspective for you guys. So yes, she came to talk to me. That is nice and great and everything, and I probably was just as nice to her as I am to everyone else who comes up to the tent. As she stated, though, she came with a lot of questions prepared to me. She ran to the tent right at the beginning of the day, and that is when that's when a big rush of kids wanted to come and say hi to me. It was at the beginning of the day. It was before any of the bands started to play, before any of the tents were going to be selling out of their stuff so they could quickly go say what's up to Nick Major and then get started with their day. Fair enough. So I always knew my mornings were going to be very busy. So especially if Jazmine was going to come to me with a lot of questions, that wasn't the time to do it. She even commented how I brushed her aside. What was her exact wording here? Let me get back to that really quick. He completely shrugs me off. Highly doubt that I completely shrugged you off. If I was a dick to you, I apologize, but I don't apologize because now what you're claiming is just absolutely absurd. But you say that I shrugged you off, and then I immediately got happy, giggly to the underage girls behind you. So this proves to me that there was a line of people behind you, Jazmine Schipper, early in the morning, like I said, a busy time of day. So I'm guessing that I knew everyone was trying to go see the set list, everyone was trying to see who was playing when and where, and the line was just big, and it is so hectic when the line first opens up, when the doors first open up, rather, because we are still working on getting the tent set up. We are getting everyone subscribed to magazines, but I'm also trying to say hi to everybody. So yes, I would at times be very quick and just say, oh my God, yes, it is so nice to meet you. Who are you looking forward to seeing today? Let's take a picture. Have a good day. And you came with a bunch of questions prepared for me, obviously, about how to get into the scene, how to become a music journalist. And I didn't have time for it then. So I would have nicely tried to end our conversation and move on to the next person. You obviously took that so wrong. And you saw me smiling and being happy to people who were excited to come to Warped Tour to meet me. They were probably smiling just as big as I was, and any smiles and giggling you heard from me was completely authentic and genuine and nothing but my complete appreciation for the fact that these people are coming to Warped Tour to say hi to me. Warped Tour I grew up going to, now people come here to say hi to me. That will forever until the day I die mean the world to me. But you have turned that into, oh, no, he wasn't saying hi to people. He was pedophiliacally, I don't even know if that's a word, smiling to underage girls and giggling with them. Fuck you. How dare you say that I was a pedophile because of that? And you know what's funny is at the end of Warped 2016, this may not have been Jazmine. I do not have a screenshot of it, but I remember on the Alternative Press Instagram, there was a comment from someone who said I was a pedophile. And one thing I've grown to learn is once you get a following online, when people start to learn who you are, there's going to naturally be some haters. So be it. You got to have a tough skin. That's the internet for you. Everyone is anonymous behind their screen, so it is easy to throw that stuff out there, just as it is now with her on YouTube. But it got me thinking back, was that the girl who did that comment back after Warped 2016 ended? Now, I don't know if it was, but I have a feeling it was, just because I've never heard of it since then. When I saw it then, it stuck with me because that's a serious accusation. And now, coming up now in the times, it's just more relevant. And the fact that she even touched on the Hollywood scandals is absolutely disgusting. This has nothing. Harvey Weinstein was getting chicks to go up to his hotel room where he'd walk out naked. and try to get them to have sex, try to get them to massage them. Kevin Spacey was in his mid-late 20s having sex with 14-year-old boys. I was friendly greeting fans. And this girl is so offended, so butthurt that I didn't give her the attention that she wanted. She wanted just me to talk to her and nobody else. And because I didn't do that, she got pissed. And she decided at that moment, oh, I hate Nick Major. She even said at that, I watched him do this to the next group of girls in line, and by that time I had seen enough. I unfollowed him on everything, but apparently not YouTube. And then she ends it with a smiley face. How evil is that? Let me end this with a smiley face. I do not like this girl, and I do not like the fact that she's making a joke, a mockery, out of the fact that people out there are truly being preyed on by pedophiles. People out there are truly being sexually assaulted and molested. And one thing that I've hated to see throughout some of these accusations is that from time to time, there are stories that come out that they either are true, but they don't need to be blown up to the magnitude that they are, or they are just complete lies. And they are the reason that people who actually have reason to come out shy away from it. They're the reason why people are scared to come out. Is because they are watering down this scene and making coming out about such serious accusations not as serious of a thing. And that is damn heartbreaking. And that just pissed me off when I saw that. I could have been quiet about this whole thing, but what really pissed me off the most is that this girl is going to publicly go online and tell everyone that I'm a pedophile because I smiled at people. It is a little laughable what her evidence was about it. The fact that what she laid out for everyone to see on screen was, yeah, check out how bad he was. He totally told me to screw off, and then he smiled at some 16-year-olds. Pedophile. No, there's two things that I do not let you do. First is don't call me a pedophile. Second is don't insult my dog. And my God, if someone tells me that Jazmine Schipper insulted my dog, there's going to be hell to pay. So I would love to open up the topic of discussion in the comments below. If you have made it this far in the video, what do you think about this? If you agree with Jazmine Schipper, your name might be Jazmine Schipper, and you might just be watching this video. And in that case, I just wanted to give a big fuck you, because how dare you lump me in to a category of such scumbags because you were offended that I didn't talk with you at Warped Tour. If you came back later in the day, girl, I would have been happy to talk with you. But you laid out a clear scenario that I can already play over in my head from doing Warped Tour dozens and hundreds of times. You came to my tent in the morning with lots of questions prepared when there was a big-ass line, and I tried to nicely say hi to everybody so they had plenty of time to go and spend the rest of their day actually listening to music and doing stuff that they should be there doing. But you got offended, and 2 years later, because again, this was in Warped Tour 2016, 2 years later, you are still offended by this, which I can't believe. I'm a little touched that I offended you so much by not talking to you that after 2 years, year and a half, you're right, for who's doing math, and you were 22 at the time. So I've been 24, I'm 26 now, so you're 24, you're the age that I was. That was about the fastest math I've ever done, what I just did. That was incredible, but it was only by twos, so not that difficult. What an immature baby you are, and what a scary person you are. You're the kind of person that people need to be scared of, because you are going to accuse people of horrible things that they did not do for your own personal gain, to make you feel happy, to get people to back you up, because you are crazy. You think that you're going to be a journalist? I will tell you what, anybody in the music journalist world, in the journalism world, if a Jazmine Schipper, I don't know if that's her name again, but if she comes looking for a job, don't hire her. And if there's another Jazmine Schipper who loses a job because of this, I sincerely apologize, Jazmine Schipper, if you are the innocent one. And you said you were on the last Warped Tour dates, by the way, Jazmine Schipper. So if anybody knows the Jazmine Schipper, let's look at like the last month of Warped Tour, the August 2nd through 13th in 2016. We had Oklahoma City, Albuquerque, San Diego, San Francisco, Pomona, Phoenix, Boise, Auburn, Portland. If you know yourself a Jazmine Schipper in either of those places, and by either, I mean about the 7 that I listed, tell her I don't like her. Went to her YouTube page. Like I said earlier in the video, I believe it doesn't look like she ever goes on this thing, so she probably really did just happen to log on. Looks like the last thing she liked was a video 2 months ago. She likes not stuff very much. She's never uploaded anything, because I wanted to figure out who she was. And this was just my rant on this girl, because I was disturbed that she, with all the serious claims going out there, with all the actual stories of children being raped and molested and preyed upon by disgusting people, the fact that she, a year and a half later, has the guts to come onto a YouTube video of mine and publicly call me out as a pedophile, followed by a pathetic story of someone who was just offended that I didn't talk to them, You should be ashamed of yourself, Jazmine, if you're watching this video, if that's your real name. And if it's not, whoever made that comment should be ashamed of themselves, because you are making light of such a serious thing. There are people who kill themselves because they are so embarrassed and they are so disappointed in themselves for being molested, for being raped. This is a time where people need to be comfortable talking about that stuff, where we need to embrace the seriousness of that. But it is people like Jazmine who left that comment on my YouTube video, who make that impossible for some. I think it is a horrible thing. My stomach sank when I read that, because it's the exact kind of thing that I hate, is when people don't take those serious things serious, as I always will. You would never, ever see me accusing someone of something like that if I didn't know for damn sure that they were responsible. You've seen in the headlines people that are responsible for that stuff. And you've seen the hard evidence to back it up. And I know I keep going back down to it, but when the evidence that this Jazmine girl has presented is what she did, which is an embarrassing case to her and makes her look like an idiot, for the millionth time, she should be damn ashamed of herself. Okay? And to those of you, you saw that I put this on Twitter. I know I could have just deleted it and let this thing go, but it just bugged me. I finally got to kind of voice my opinion in this uncut video. If you've actually made it through the whole thing, I'm surprised. But you were all very nice and supportive, obviously. I think if you read her comments, it's a pretty one-sided story. It was a little funny, though. I was getting some snaps from people, and they were like, hey, I haven't met you, but I don't think you're a pedophile. I was like, you don't think I am? Thank you. Thank you. But I get it was all coming from a nice place. So that means a lot. This whole thing just pissed me off. Maybe I'm blowing it out bigger than it should be. But I don't think I am, because there's a much bigger picture to this. And the bigger picture is that it is a very serious issue. And if anybody watching this has ever experienced being attacked by a pedophile, being molested, being sexually taken advantage of, I encourage you to speak up, because you are not alone. And I encourage that you pursue whatever legal action against that person who has hurt you, because they absolutely deserve to be held accountable for their actions. I hope I didn't leave anything out here. This thing's almost 20 minutes long now. I don't really know what more I can say, but yeah, this is just kind of my thoughts on this. And I hope you appreciated hearing what I had to banter about in the whole thing. A situation that I just bugged me. It just really got to my core. In the description below, I'll put some hotline numbers, some websites for people who may be struggling actually with stuff that I have been accused of doing through that heinous comment. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching this one. And again, I guess before I go, I will shamelessly plug the short film that I did that started it all, that got the comment, which I've since deleted, but I kind of wish I didn't now, because I would have loved some of you to respond to that comment. Not trying to start hate, but you can all hate on Jazmine Schipper if you would like, because she is a nasty, nasty person. But, yeah, go check out that short film. Again, there is sexually explicit content in that, and for a video that is about sexually assaulting stuff, just kind of this random video, it might not go hand in hand very well, but you can see I'm not coming from a bad place in all this. So check it out. Again, that short film is Stare, 2 minutes long. The link to that one is in the bio. I appreciate you guys all taking time to watch this and just hearing what I had to say about this situation that really bothered me. Follow your dreams. Know you're the best at whatever it is that you want to do. Confidence is key. And maybe I'll make another one of these ranting videos sometimes. But for now, Nick Major. See you next time.
Hey.
Hey. Where's the boyfriend at?
Oh, he's on a run.
Hey, jogging.
But I wanted to know if you wanted to do that thing you always do.
I am always down.